So here we are at the piano, and there's really no better instrument to showcase how to leverage dynamics in your music. And once again, dynamics are really just changes in volume in your sound or notes when you're playing music. Now, with different types of instruments, it might be more difficult to achieve certain levels of dynamics, but that's the cool thing. There's many levels and many different degrees of dynamic control that you can use in your music. Now, whether you're playing jazz or classical or rock, or if you've ever looked at actually printed or written sheet music before, you've probably noticed some characters, some single letters in there. F and P, maybe MFZ or SFZ, or maybe DESC or CRESC. Well, these are all dynamic indicators trying to tell you how you should play a particular passage of that music. The most common ones are forte and piano, indicated by a little F or a little P. And again, all of these are Italian terms. Forte, of course, means strong. So whenever you see the single F there, it's telling you to play that part of your music in a strong fashion, like this. Not a brilliant passage, but a forte passage. Now, the opposite of forte is piano, and piano means soft. So taking that same piece of music, we're now going to play it with a lighter touch and play it piano. Very simple. And opposites. So again, one of the really cool things is that when you're talking about dynamics, we're going to deal a lot in opposites, right? Strong or loud and soft. Forte and piano. Now, the next level of those is actually indicated by having two Fs or two Ps, and this is known as fortissimo or pianissimo, and this means very strong or very soft. So again, that same piece of music, very strong, might sound like this. And these are just suggestions, right? Here we go. Very strong. Now, on this particular piano, it's a little bit harder for me to achieve very soft without using the pedal. So I'm going to implement the pedal here and play that same piece, and you'll see it's that much softer now. Okay. Now, it even goes a level further where you can have three Fs or three Ps, and this is known as fortissimo possibile and pianissimo possibile, and this basically means the softest possible or the loudest possible. Now, again, softest possible on this particular piano, not so easy to achieve. Loudest possible, I'm not going to do that to you, but you get the idea. It's opposites, right? And it's very simple. Strong, soft, loud, quiet. Very easy to do. Now, when you see forte or piano or pianissimo and fortissimo, that's telling you to play that particular piece of music that way at that moment in time. But what if you actually want to gradually change the dynamics? And this is very common. This is known as a crescendo, where it actually gets louder over time. Something like this. We'll use a simple chord for this one. Right? It got gradually louder. Now, the opposite of that is diminuendo. Now, you might actually see on some sheet music DESC for decrescendo. And while that sounds good and sounds perfectly opposite to crescendo, that's not actually the proper term. The proper Italian term is diminuendo, but really they mean the same thing. So again, taking that same chord, I'll start loud and get gradually softer like this. Something like that. And again, depending upon the kind of instrument that you're using, it may be easier to achieve one of these things or the other. Doesn't matter, you get the idea. The point is, by leveraging these different dynamics techniques, you can really create something unique, something beautiful, something that moves you, something that changes the way people feel when they hear your music, and most of all, it's fun to just play them.